The oldest thing.
Jonas. 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 Jonas, you can't fool me. I know when you're really not listening.
I think it's in the cataloger.
This is why other people fire you. This, right here.
I think you make an excellent point, and I will take that under advisement.
Just because it happens to sync up every once in a while doesn't mean the system works. And I'm upset every time it does.
Well, I guess that's just life for ya.
Okay, that one casts a wide enough net that it always kind of makes sense. Even your laziness is getting lazy. Do we need to have another talk about how much of your attention is being taken up by your honestly alarming collection of fern miniatures for your already quite miniature and semi-illegal garden of small ferns?
They're each completely necessary for their own specific reasons that I wouldn't expect a non-fern caretaker to understand.
Jonas, what's in your pocket?
Fabric.
Not what is your pocket, Jonas. What's in your pocket?
Oh, you mean this?
Yes, Jonas, I obviously
because
mean...
I thought...
Oh, did you thought?
It wouldn't matter?
Not really.
Then, no. Yeah, that'd be a no. So, glad that's cleared up.
It happens all the time, but it still hurts a bit when you think I'm stupid enough for that to work.
Glasses are glasses for a reason.
Pocket, Jonas. What's that?
That is a small keepsake with the loop on it. Perfect for attaching other things to, creating a giant interconnected pile of things that you might want to keep in a pocket, or a larger disconnected pocket loosely hung from one's torso. Or maybe in a small bowl, on a table, inside a dwelling, or even, I've heard tell, on a hook.
I know what a keychain is, Jonas. Where did it come from?
Shore leave!
We don't have shore leave. That's not a thing. We're not military.
We were just in a battle. I'm basically a corporal.
Also, what shore did you leave to? And when?
Listen, the cafeteria worker with the 2 missing eyes and the oozing fingernails that I got it from said that, if anybody asks, I got it on shore leave. Be cool about this.
Okay, first off, don't ever listen or talk to Shondine again. They have a whole thing going on that you don't want any part of.
Okay, but what if it wasn't Shondine?
Be cool about this. Again, we've worked together so much and yet you still think I'm so dumb.
Okay, sue me. I thought it would brighten up the workplace.
I trained you in the rules and regulations, right? I must have. I remember doing it. The paperwork is all filled out, you passed all the little computer quizzes, and yet here we are, time after time.
If I'm being really honest, not much of that training stuck. I spent a lot of my time very lost.
Okay, but you've got at least a little intuition, right?
I don't think I've ever heard that word in my life.
Okay, but you do know that it's against regs. You tried to hide it. You tried to distract me.
It's ceremonial.
It's absolutely not. What's it even in the shape of?
A tree.
This ship has exactly 0 tree ceremonies.
We could start one.
You know the golden rule around here is, if it's fun, It's probably wrong.
But it's for the... Wait. You haven't been checking the extraneous but interesting folder, have you?
Why would I do something like that?
I added something!
Oh, good. And without asking, too. That's wonderful.
We're so far past that. I thought you'd be excited.
Jonas, you've been working here for a good little bit, right? Long enough to get a vague feel for how things work?
Yeah, I'd say I've vaguely settled in. Good word. Vaguely. Vaguely. Vaguely.
And in all the time that you've been settling in, have you ever once seen me excited?
Well, there was that one.
Nervous because of a random inspection on the day that I let you try tentacle painting with printer ink does not count.
Or the other...
And if you even bring up the time that there was a rumor of real coffee again, I swear that keychain will end up so far past your sensory nodules.
In that case, no. No, you are not very excitable.
Exactly.
But this is special.
We have very different definitions of special.
You probably like it.
What makes you think that?
What was that? No, intuition.
That word you didn't even know before the start of this conversation?
Yes, exactly.
Jonas?
Yes?
Go back to work. And when all the work for today is finished, please get rid of that keychain.
Attention, all valued personnel in port sections 11 to 88 inclusive, specifically addressing anybody under a level 16 mid-management position, with or without familial tenure. This is your weekly reminder to be sure to use your unique and powerful voice in our democratic system to vote against the next labor bill proposed by the governmental oversight fleet. As we have repeatedly shared with you, the happiness and security of the employer is directly related to the overall quality of life enjoyed by the employee of said employer. Therefore, it follows logically that the emotional standard of any and all employers should take precedence over the unnecessary things like safety regulation, proper compensation, and quality oversight for the good of the entire system. Happy superiors within an organization have also been scientifically shown to lead to more revenue for a company ship as a whole, and is therefore an action that you are contractually required to undertake should the opportunity arise, which it has. While we officially have a policy of not screening any personal correspondence to or from the ship, it is important to remember that we do have the right to do so, and can choose to exercise that right at any point. Under recent legislation, any official vote cast is considered personal correspondence to a governmental agency, and is within our purview to screen, read, record, copy, compile, and/or skim at our leisure. Our official policy, however, still states that we do not do this. Therefore, we do not and will not do this. The company ship also encourages all of its employees to vote due to the simple fact that one of our longest held and most fondly treasured company perks is the recognition of democracy as a system of government. Democracy. It exists because we allow it to exist. Happiness is productivity.
Can I ask you something that might make you upset?
Are you sure you don't work for public relations?
Why do you let me use the folder if you get angry when I use the folder?
Jonas, you're an adult. I don't let you do anything. You do things, and I respond to them however I feel I should.
So, you're confusing. Is this just because mine is about a tree? Because there's a lot of stories about trees, so I don't... Unless... Do you hate trees? Were you only pretending to care about the heart-wrenching drama of King Plump and the grossly gossipy garden? Is that it? Are you a tree hater?
I don't hate trees.
Are you sure? Your voice has a touch of denial. Were you raised like that? Did your caretakers hate trees? It's okay, you can tell me.
I was not raised as a tree hater. I didn't even know what a tree was until I got taken to an incorporationship during my education. They were just finishing off a very foresty moon. I thought the trees were very pretty, actually.
So what's the deal then?
Sometimes stuff is just things. Sometimes reasons are personal.
But it's got nothing to do with the fact that mine was about a tree?
You are a headache. I work with a sentient headache.
Just take the keychain. Hold it for a second.
I don't want to hold the keychain.
Oh, come on. It's just a little tree. It won't hurt you. Don't be scared.
I'm not scared. I just don't want...
Please, Bethany. I'm just a little tree keychain. I don't want to hurt you. I just want to be friends and put a little more tree-based happiness into every shift you work.
I have been so relatively patient when it comes to all your little fern accoutrements and just... Look, you ask me why I get angry, and then you do things like this like the two aren't related.
I'm just so lonely, Bethany, and you look like so much fun to be nearby while you do monotonous, soul-crushing work.
I can't get you to push buttons for work, but when it comes to pushing my
But
buttons...
I can see your soul just crying out for a chance at meal contact and brief possession of me. Such a fine keychain, made in the shape of a tree, which you purport to not hate, but given current circumstances, well...
Fine. Give me the twee.
Does it put happiness into your every moment?
Absolutely not, Jonas. It's plastic.
Bethany and/or Jonas of the General Data Acquisition and Storage Department.
Bethany speaking.
In accordance with a recent restructuring effort by your 6 representative over-department heads, your junior under-supervisor in training has been referred to Planetside Council for inappropriate disposal of potentially valuable garbage by self-immolation.
Honestly, I didn't even know I had a junior under-supervisor in training.
The position of junior under-supervisor in training is a position that is always, has always, and will always be filled on this ship. The newest junior under-supervisor in training has been appointed and is currently making their introductory rounds so as to see the people that they will be junior under-supervising at least once.
That's new.
A small but important facet of the restructuring plan is an attempt to make supervisors more personable to their direct reports. The over-department heads hypothesize that knowing what a supervisor actually looks like will inspire confidence that leadership does physically exist, squashing several rumors that have been troublingly persistent on this and other similar ships.
So what? We just gotta look good for the new boss?
Oh, it's a little late for that. What's that you just dropped, Bethany?
This little thing, I mean, this isn't anything important. We both know that. We both know that, right?
I don't think I know that. In fact, I don't think that's the sort of thing that's even near the boundaries of what I know. You know what I know?
What do you know?
I know when somebody is breaking regulations, and I know when somebody is lying about it, and I know when somebody is bad at lying. And you're bad at lying, you know?
No.
No?
I know, but no.
Jonas, talk.
Bethany had just confiscated it from me and was in the process of reporting the violation when you walked in.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
That's what was happening right before I came in?
Yes, indeed.
So you wouldn't have been slowly and abstractly bonding over an unstated but collectively felt appreciation for the small and out-of-the-way one-in-a-million stories that most people would just pass by on this cosmic ride through paperwork and bureaucracy that we call life, would you? Letting the tales of everyday things slowly teach you that individual stories contain as much value as we, the appreciating public, are willing to put into them? Allowing your life to have meaning, even if it's only to you, and being satisfied that to something with a different perspective you are seen as extraordinary and incredible?
Nope. Just a reporting of the violation.
Good. Because all that other stuff is explicitly against regulation. Read your handbooks. Because of your honesty, we'll only garnish your pay for a month, first offense. Keep it clean.
Yes, absolutely, Junior Under-Supervisor in training, I will.
As for you, Bethany, you will be garnished for 6 months and restricted to a single meal per day for 2 weeks for confiscating an object that causes a regulation violation, when you were not in the direct chain of command to do so. I think this went pretty well for the first meeting. I look forward to supervising you both.
How do they walk without making noise?
Okay, you heard that weird thing too, right?
The voice?
Yes! It's like they were inside my head or something.
Yeah, that's new.
I didn't know they could take meals.
I don't think they can. They must have transferred from a prison ship or something. Confused and annoying.
I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
It doesn't matter.
6 months being garnished, though. You could have almost saved up for a new pair of boots.
What's wrong with my boots?
I mean, just, they're always wet. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. You weren't the jerk here.
Yeah, I know, but still.
Tell me about the tree.
What?
Before I change my mind, tell me about the tree.
Are you sure?
Look, even if it didn't work, I appreciate you trying. So, I suppose I owe it to you to try your story.
Bethany!
Save the waterworks for your ferns. Story, please.
Okay. So I'm messing around with all these half-deleted files, like you told me not to do, and I noticed that this ship, right around 276 years ago, give or take a few months, incorporated a big string of planets near the 49th variance of X Nebula 187, 4921, 46.
I don't remember it specifically, but I believe you.
Wouldn't expect you to. Absolutely nothing of importance happened there at all. Except for the tree! Exactly! Some little planet, no higher life forms, no signs of burgeoning sentience, very long day/night cycles, blah, 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 you get it, boring. Except the tree. You see, this planet had a weird geological formation, a large flat-top mountain completely surrounded by ocean. Only a few complex organisms. This tree was the biggest, and it wasn't even very big by tree standards. Not much bigger than a couple of my ferns stacked on top of one another. Actually, hold on. Genius level idea alert. Give me some paper. Stackable ferns. That's a proprietary idea now. You saw me write it down. That means it's mine.
Hold on. You said X Nebula 187, 4921, 44?
4921, 46.
That's an old part of space.
Yeah, it is. Very old. The 49th variance especially. So this is an old planet with life on it, right? It's a planet that's had life for so long, and nothing higher ever evolved. No sentience for so long. It's crazy to think about.
So what's up with the tree?
Well, this tree wasn't like anything else incorporated from the planet in terms of its DNA. It was related. Everything is related if you go back far enough. But you'd have to go back a really good ways to get to this tree.
How far?
Almost the beginning. As in when the trees were first developing on the planet. That's how far.
Huh. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Not like a descendant of any sort, not a weird branching clone that got cut off at one point? Nothing like that?
Nope. One singular organism all the way back.
Like I said, impressive. That's a real old tree.
Understatement of the shift.
Oh.
It's not just a real old tree. It's the real old tree.
Okay.
Think about what you said before about where it was.
X Nebula, 187, variance 49. Wait.
Uh-huh.
That part of space is old enough. You're telling me the tree on that little flat top mountain was the oldest tree we've ever incorporated?
Oh, no. More than that. This tree was the oldest living thing. Singular. We're talking billions of years old. We're talking one of the first trees to form ever in the universe. Like within the first billion years.
No way.
Yes way.
No. The universe doesn't do things like that. It is chaos, and it is drawn toward entropy, and nothing lasts that long. Planets themselves don't last that long.
I know. It's incredible.
I just... How?
Unlikely odds, I guess. But when the universe is functionally infinite, I guess you gotta get some of those.
And we got it, huh? We got the oldest tree. We got the oldest thing.
Going on 12.87 billion years of life, according to the computer. Roughly. It's hard to approximate at this point with the software they have us using.
And it spent its whole life on that flat top mountain, huh?
Well, obviously the planet's surface wouldn't have stayed constant.
Well, obviously, yeah, but just imagine it. Just imagine 12.87 billion years in one spot. Mountain, ocean, every day. Mountain, ocean.
Yeah. Maybe it's a good thing that planet never developed higher life forms if that was the kind of boring world they had planned for them.
You know what would have been kind of nice?
What's that?
If we kept it around. Like here, on the ship. In a little pot or something.
You could study it. The first tree with culture shock. 12.87 billion years, give or take, and then into the upper decks of an incorporation ship to putter around the universe. That thing wouldn't know which way was up, and management wouldn't be able to explain it.
Why couldn't it be down here?
It needs a window.
It would have to have a special light like your ferns anyway.
No, so it can see out. What, are you gonna give it our job? It doesn't deserve that.
It's a shame, huh? Like, I know it's what we do and everything, but it is a shame.
Yeah, it is. That's why I got the keychain.
Just imagine. Before our planet was even formed, before our sun was even hot enough to glow.
A tree. On a mountain. By an ocean.
When most things happened in the universe, that tree was around.
Yeah, that's about the size of it.
Do you think it actually was the oldest, or do you think we'll find another one?
Well, it's gotta be the oldest. I mean, come on.
There's always an oldest something, but I don't know. I'll bet there's older. I'd put money on it. If I had it. Which I won't. For 6 months.
Oh, come on. The universe is functionally infinite and everything, but the sheer odds of it happening again. That's why it's so special, right? You said it yourself. Nothing lasts that long.
Yeah, but that's the thing about when you start playing with infinity, right? 1 and a trillion are exactly the same. They're nothing. What odds do you give it? With infinity, it's basically guaranteed.
Do you mind if I ask you something?
Is it about another tree?
No.
Then sure.
Is it worth it?
Probably not, but you're gonna have to be a bit more specific.
Just what we do, the day-to-day, the everything. Like, you know, you gotta wait even longer for your good boots now, and...
Again with the boots. Everyone's boots are always a little soggy. Get off my back.
Okay, not boots. Forget the boots. But, like, the junior under-supervisor in training comes in and everything is worse, and that's kind of the norm around here. But every once in a while, we get to talk about an old tree, which is awesome. So is it worth it?
It can be. But being totally honest with you, Jonas, no, it's not. And it's actually a little bit hard to remember the last time it was worth it.
Oh. Okay, then.
But I do appreciate you telling me about trees you like, even if it annoys me sometimes, so thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, the junior under-supervisor in training forgot to actually take the keychain from me.
Yeah. Look at that.
It's against regs for you to have it. But if you wanted to keep it around, I don't think there's any written rule stating that a fern can't have a keychain, especially if the leaves were to hide it somewhat.
That tree was sure there a long while, huh?
It sure was, Jonas.
I like things that have been around a long while.
Thanks, Jonas.
Ink is written, produced, and edited by Monte D, Monteleagre and Alexander Wolfe.
Hi, my name is Allyson Levine, and I voice the character of Bethany.
Hello, my name is Raimy O. Washington, and I voice the character of Jonas.
Hi, my name is Joe Hanson, and in this episode I played the Artificial Intelligence.
Hi, I'm Elle Thompson, and in this episode I played the junior under-supervisor in training.
Hello, my name's Ellis MacMillan, and I voice the Robo-Archivist.
And I'm Leah Cardenas. I read the ship announcements as well as the credits. Find us online at inkthepodcast.buzzsprout.com for links to all our social media, or connect with us directly at Ink the Podcast. That's at INC the Podcast. All lowercase, all one word, all the time. As a fledgling show attempting to lift off, we're not above asking you for a little help in spreading the word. Ratings and reviews on whatever platform you consume content on helps feed the algorithmic beasts that control all our lives from behind the shadows. And if you're far too unplugged from the system for that, word of mouth has always been a wonderfully organic way to build a community. And we'd be delighted to be the latest podcast you tell people to listen to, knowing full well that most of them never will. One must imagine Sisyphus happy after all. Ink is a production of Wolf Mountain Workshop. Happiness is productivity. Productivity is happiness.